Well, every now and then I read a book that kind of punches me in the face, and this book by Megan Hill called A Place to Belong has been one of those books. You guys know I'm pretty critical. I'm critical about the church. I'm critical about Christianity, and part of that is because I've been hurt in a lot of ways, and this book is teaching me how to love the church and really opening my heart to the church. It's crazy for me to say this because I'm a minister. I serve people and I love the people I serve. But it really got me thinking about where my heart is and where my heart should be as a Christian minister. So the gist of this book is that the church is important. And I didn't finish it yet, so there's only so much I can say, but I just want to talk about what I've read so far. The author is arguing about the importance of the church and how important it is for us as Christians, people that claim to follow Jesus Christ, how important it is for us to belong to the church and be a part of the church, and look at the flaws of the church, but don't let the flaws and the warts of the church keep you from being engaged in the church. So there's a couple quotes I want to share, and let's discuss them together. Listen to this quote on page 24. As we walk in love for the local church, our love models the love of God himself. There is nothing lovely in us that calls God to love us, so we don't wait for God's people to seem attractive in order to love them. Man, this is a temptation that I've dealt with. I want the church to be a certain way. And so because I want the church to be a certain way, I'm critical of the church and I'm critical of the people. When I forget that I have things about my life that still needs to be addressed and still needs to be refined and reformed. And God loves me and God is raining blessings upon my life. I'm experiencing the goodness of God, even in my imperfection. As I think about the church, as I think about people that are trying to walk with the Lord and walk with God and try to explore what it means to do that, there are people that are messed up in a lot of ways and they're not attractive. In the same way God loves me and blesses my life regardless of my unattractiveness, I can share that. I can do the same thing that God is, or attempt to do the same thing that God is doing with me. And that really just spoke to me. And the way that she's writing is just, it kind of gets to you. And then in this quote, in the chapter about the flock, she's talking about elders and how important it is for us to respect church leadership. Listen to this. Yes, being a submissive sheep is a blessing to the shepherds, but is also a blessing to the sheep. When we remember our leaders, it is of advantage to us. Rather than seeing our shepherds as either forgettable or burdensome, we must begin to see them as a gift. Whenever I'm critical of the church, most of my criticism is aimed towards church leaders. And most of that is because I am a church leader myself, and I see the things that we can be doing better because I'm trying to do better myself. And all the criticism that I'm pointing at and noticing is because I was in that before, and I'm trying to bring people out of that. But at the end of the day, I have to remember that even if people are not operating the way I want them to operate or doing the things I want them to do or thinking the way I want them to think, they are still a gift to the church. And we are all on different levels of our development and our spiritual maturity. I have to keep this in mind as I think about the church, as I think about my role in the church. I have to remember that every person in my life is a gift. And the church that I get to be a part of is a gift. It's a blessing. And I got to remember that. And listen to this quote on page 89. The pews or benches or chairs of every church in every age in every part of the world are filled with people in different stages of spiritual maturity. We worship with people whose Bibles are tattered with use and people who still need help to find the minor prophets. I'm at a different place spiritually than some people in my church, and they're at different places spiritually than I am. And the reason why the church is so important is because as we come together, we are around people that are seeking God, that are trying to be God-like in their lives, and they want to be better. I don't know of anybody in the church that doesn't want to be better. We all want to grow. And we all can learn something from each other. This is something that I'm really opening myself to. I may be qualified to lead a church. I may be qualified to lead a Bible study. I may be qualified to have theological conversations with people about whatever topic. But at the end of the day, I still have much to learn. And for me to close myself to the church or people that may not be as articulate in their faith is ignorant of me. And I've really been thinking about that over these last few weeks, reading this book, and my heart is opening again. And so I'm not giving up on the church. And my plea and my hope is that you don't give up on the church as well, because there's a lot of beauty in the church. There's a lot of beauty in people that are trying to figure out what it means to live for God, and to explore God, and to just live life too. It's a struggle, guys, but hey, Christianity is not about being struggle free. Christianity is about being faithful even in the midst of the struggles. So I'm going to stay faithful to the church. I'm going to open my heart and my mind to the church. I'm not going to give up on the church. And my prayer is that you consider this book and consider your relationship with the church, and maybe some things that need to be changed.